Hey everyone, before I start the show, I want to show you something super cool. You ready? Hey, it didn't work. Hey, it's me. No, it didn't work. Yeah, I put my hand over the camera, nothing changed. Everything's still the same. What do you mean I'm supposed to edit the video? Alright, let's just go to the intro then. Hello everyone and welcome to the 8th episode of Season 5. And before we jump into all the action, if you could please thumbs up this video if you enjoy it. And make sure to subscribe and turn on that notification bell. That way you not miss any new interviews or episodes. Also, the best way to support this channel is to buy the shirts at threadless.com. A link is in the description. Each purchase directly supports SCR and allows us to continue to produce super cool content like this episode. And before we dive into the music, I gotta share something truly incredible with you guys. On March 10th, I had the opportunity to see Iggy Pop live. It was a truly incredible experience, and an experience I never thought would happen. Personally, I'm a huge fan of Iggy Pop, and I know he rarely tours, especially in the US, and I thought it was something that was always going to be out of my reach, that I was going to be such a huge fan, but never able to see him live. And I was truly surprised this year that I had the opportunity to see him live in Chicago at the Salt Shed. It was amazing. His band sounded incredible. His performance was unbelievable. There was some Stooges classics mixed in with some songs off the new album, Every Loser. It was amazing. That's all I could say. That's the best way to describe it. It was an amazing experience, and I'm so happy and I feel so fulfilled that I had the opportunity to see Iggy Pop live. And an added bonus is a picture of me made it into the Chicago Tribune. I will show you guys a picture right now. That was just a bonus. I was not expecting anything like that. And they got a really cool article about Iggy Pop. I'll leave a link in the description. And now I'm going to open the show with music from metal band Pattern. Earlier this year, Pattern released a new EP entitled Undivine Trial. This EP covers many different themes, including depression, self-loathing, animal abuse, and the hypocrisy of religions in the world. I'm going to spin the opening track, which is Zarah. Check it out. Once again, that was Zarah by Pattern. I had the opportunity to chat with Francisco about Pattern and the new EP, Undivine Trial. Make sure to check out that conversation. A link is in the description. Now it's time for the latest topics and news. Let's go! Starting off this news segment with a little bit of unsettling news from last week. Def Leppard drummer Rick Allen was assaulted on Monday, March 13th, outside of a Four Seasons hotel in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. It is said that Allen was violently attacked by 19-year-old Max Edward Hartley while outside smoking a cigarette in the hotel's valet area. Per 7 News Miami, police indicate that Hartley was positioned behind a pillar before running full speed toward the 59-year-old drummer and knocking him down. A police report allegedly states Allen hit his head on the ground, causing injury. A woman who was near the scene of the incident is said to have rushed to aid Allen, which then provoked Hartley to unleash a second attack. He supposedly struck the woman while she was on the ground. Later on, after the woman attempted to seek refuge in the hotel's interior, Hartley dragged her out of the lobby and back onto the sidewalk before fleeing the scene. Hartley was later apprehended at another hotel in the area where he was smashing car windows. A 7 News Miami photographer was on the scene and asked Hartley if he is a Def Leppard fan. Hartley did not reply. Hartley is now being charged with 2 counts of battery, 4 counts of criminal mischief, and abusing an elderly or disabled adult. It is said that Allen is seeking prosecution. Our next piece of news is for fans of Nickelback. Last week, a judge ruled in their favor in a copyright infringement case brought by Snowblind revival musician Kirk Johnston. The song that fell under question was the band's 2006 hit, Rockstar, which Snowblind revival musician claimed mirrored a song he had done also called Rockstar. Billboard reports the band emerged victorious after U.S. District Judge Robert Pittman ruled there was 0 evidence that suggested that Nickelback had ever heard Johnson's song, and after review of the lyrics, he found that Johnson's accusations at some points borders on the absurd. One of Johnson's primary arguments centered on the themes of their respective songs, but Pittman ruled that not only did the songs not sound alike, but there wasn't really an overlap lyrically either. The judge wrote on March 16th, stated simply, they do not sound alike. Where both songs evoke similar themes, they are rendered dissimilar through the vivid detail of the original expression in Nickelback's lyrics. The judge offered that the only real similarities were broader cliches that were outlandish stereotypes and images associated with being a huge, famous rock star, further showing that such themes could not be monopolized by one songwriter. The judge utilized a study of 17 other popular songs that shared similar rock star themes, including The Byrds' So You Want to Be a Rock and Roll Star, and Poison's Rockstar. To me, the image of a judge listening to rock music as part of his decision making is funny to me. I listen to both songs and I agree with the judge. Both songs are very different and the only thing that ties them together is the theme. But what do you think? Do you think the judge made the right decision? Let me know in the comment section down below. For our final piece in this segment is not so much news, but more about Super Cool Radio. I've noticed in the last few weeks our Facebook page has struggled to reach people. One post in particular barely reached anyone. However, Facebook is very helpful with offering the option to boost posts. I will pull up the picture for this video. Facebook offered this incredible deal. This particular post could reach up to 6 more people for only $10. I feel very fortunate they offered me a deal this good. But in all seriousness, Facebook has been cutting our reach, and unfortunately, there's not much we can do about it. However, I recommend if you like Super Cool Radio and the content we create, please subscribe to our YouTube channel or follow SCR on your favorite audio-only platform like Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or Google Podcasts. Your support is greatly appreciated, and without all of you, Super Cool Radio would not be able to continue. Thank you everyone for your continued support. It means so much to me and everyone at Super Cool Radio. Now it's time for another edition of This Week in History. What historic events happened this week? Let's find out. On March 20th, 1982, Joan Jett and the Blackhearts' I Love Rock and Roll goes number 1 for 7 weeks. On March 21st, 1952, Alan Freed presents the Moondog Coronation Ball at the Cleveland Arena. Performers for the show include Paul Williams and the Hucklebuckers, Tiny Grimes and the Rocking Highlanders, the Dominoes, and Veretta Dillard. This show is considered to be the first ever rock and roll show. An estimated 20,000 people turned out to attend this event at this 10,000 capacity venue. Less than an hour into the show, the massive overflow crowd broke through the gates that were keeping them outside, and police quickly moved in to stop the show almost as soon as it began. On the radio the very next evening, Alan Freed offered an apology to listeners who had tried to attend the canceled event. By way of explanation, Freed said, "If anyone had told us that some 20 or 25,000 people would try to get into a dance, I suppose you would have been just like me. You would have laughed and said they were crazy." On March 22nd, 2013, My Chemical Romance announced their breakup. The band would reunite in 2019. On March 23rd, 1977, Elvis begins what would end up being his final tour. His final concert would take place in Indianapolis, Indiana on June 26, 1977. Elvis would pass away less than 2 months later. And that is it for this episode of Super Cool Radio. Thank you so much for tuning in. Any topics or news you want me to cover? Let me know in the comment section down below. I have time to feature one more song before we go. Carbellion is a killer hard rock band from southern Wisconsin. And just last week, Carbellion released their latest album entitled Weapons of Choice. I'm going to feature my favorite song off this album. This is Barfight. Check it out and enjoy.
It all began with an intro song, rolling in and ready for
Once again, that was Barfight by Carbellion. And that is it for this episode of Super Cool Radio. If you enjoyed this episode, please like this video and hit that subscribe button. I'm your host as always, Matthew Thomas. Hope you have a great rest of your day, and remember, stay frosty!